And we're back. What's going on? Another episode, another Wednesday investing. Letting you know what we're talking about. Man, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. How's everything going?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Just been ripping and running all day, man. It seems like you been too. I thought you this time of night you be chilling. You sound like you moving and bouncing and turning.
Yeah, I got some stuff going on I got to deal with. So, you
Okay.
know, never stops.
Already, man. Well, I appreciate you. It seems like every week making some time for us. I'm trying to share this real quick before I get started. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, the conversation, conversations I always be coming up with is the conversation I'll be having with people, and I think I had this conversation with you about investing and how like becoming an investor first have changed the way I conduct everything. So my whole point was that if you're not investing, you're losing. And like I think last week or the week before we were talking about losing and winning is different to different people, right? So we're not talking about like everybody got to get filthy rich or this and that. But
Hmm.
investing, even if that's at the smallest level, that's still better than somebody that's not investing at all. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So
Yep.
so so we're not talking about the degrees of what you invest in. I'm just talking about the mindset. Period. If it's $5 a month, $50 a month, 100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever you can invest. If you're a part of that investing group, you're doing better than most people. So I just want you to get your opinion on it and go back and forth on that tonight about just the mindset of investing. Not like I say, not for everybody getting super rich or not everybody trying to get this and get that and Warren Buffett style, but just the mindset. Okay, if if I've got this certain type of job and I'm happy with my life, but how would investing even enhance that type of life?
Yeah. Hold on one sec.
Yeah. Them boys.
All right. What was you saying?
Yeah, no, I'm just talking about the mindset of investing, even if it's at the lowest level. Like,
Yeah.
my whole thing is you're not if you're not investing at all, you're losing.
Yep.
And it don't mean you have to be investing in the big money or whatever. I'm just saying it's just the mindset of I'm putting something into something that can generate me something greater later. If you don't have that concept or of some type of investing, you're losing. So you just your mindset on that and what you think about that.
Yeah. That's what it is. I mean, investing is going to get you more money than a bank account, So if your goal is to have income and to grow your money and not just, have what you save, if you want that money to grow and till you have more, then that's what you got to do. Hold on one sec.
The boys got some top secret stuff going on out there in that world, man. You understand me? We don't need no military breaches or nothing.
Yeah, I gotta protect myself, protect
Yeah,
my neck.
we,
You know.
we, we don't need no military breaches going on or nothing,
Yeah,
man. Yeah, but no, and my whole thing is just trying to get people to just start investing in something and understanding how this capitalistic society that we live in, how does it work, and how do you put yourself in a better position to win where most people are not going to win. That's just a fact. And like we can sit
yeah,
up here and talk about all this stuff all day. We know most people is not going to really conduct and move and do the things that they need to do to really defend themselves or have themselves in a strong enough position later on in life. These are just facts, but it's our job to just keep coming and doing it, trying to do it, and like I say, I do it because it's a part of me learning. And so I was reading something the other day and I'm talking about teaching as you learn helps you become a better learner. You know what I'm saying? So
hmm,
this is why I do it. So I'm not doing it trying, if people want to get part of it, great. I want you to be a part of it, or not even a part of it. If you just want to take some knowledge, or you want to get some classes from the fam, or you want to put your kids in some school or something, like I'm here for that. But I'm here really just going back and forth with fam, talking about what I'm doing, how I'm thinking, coming up off his ideas of life and things, and we're putting it back out to the community. But
yep.
yeah, just the mindset of if what's what should be the difference of someone that makes can only invest $50 a month and somebody that can invest $1,000 a month?
There's no difference. It's still the same thing. It's you got to have the discipline to do it right, and it's the same thing as like people who win the lottery, right? It's like it's no matter how much money I give you, if you don't have the knowledge and you don't have the discipline already, then you're gonna blow that money. So if you can do something with $50, then you can do it with $100 or $1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. It's just a discipline and getting into the habit of doing it and knowing why you're doing it. So if you're strong enough to do that with when you have little money, then you're definitely gonna be able to do it when you have a lot more money. So that's the whole goal. It's just being disciplined in the mindset behind it.
Man, that was a great answer because that's definitely that's all it is. There's no difference because what I learned, and this is something I learned, just doing stuff little, it builds your confidence to make you want to dump more money into it or want to put more money into it. So especially when you're brand new to it, you have to start off slow and build up your confidence and build up your understanding. More than your confidence, your understanding, because your confidence grows when you start understanding what you're actually doing. So that's a big part. That's a big part of it right there. And when it comes to what's the first thing that really got you investing? Because we didn't come from that background. So like, well, I know were you already investing when we was in college, or you had started investing yet?
The first year we were in college, no. The second year, yes. So the second year is when I actually got what I call a real job, and that was a job that had a 401k. So that's when I started getting invested. And then after I left that job, before I joined the military, I found out that I had like 10 grand, from that 401k. And I was like, oh, snap. I was like, I only worked there for a year, and I was just, putting it away, and I was still making decent money every week or whatever. So I was getting the money that I needed to live and survive, and I felt good about. And then I was also putting money up that I didn't see. So at the end of that year, when I saw, 10 grand, it was like, man, this is crazy. And then I wanted to figure out how I did it, right? Like, 'cause 10 grand was the most money I ever had in my life at that time. So I was like, okay, how did this happen, right? Like, I didn't do anything. All I did was put money away, and I didn't see it. I didn't check on it. I didn't know what it was going into. I just knew that I didn't put that much money in there, and then I got more money out, So it's like, all right, so what did I do? And then I tried to figure all that out, and that's when I really started getting into it after that.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I definitely, man, I had heard about it, but I played, like I said, a lot of years I ain't paid no attention to it, and even when I did, I was just playing with it. I really just I've been around it and been in and out of it for probably 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years now. But seriously, only a few, and I really hate that because I threw away a lot of money in those 8-9 years playing around.
Yeah.
And that's the power of it. You realize over time, and it sounds like a long time, but and that's why my concept of always worrying about me as a 45-year-old, 47, 40, or 50-year-old, it helps me what I'm doing now because that's all I'm thinking about. And I wish I tell people, I wish I would have thought about that at 30. Right now, I'll be a different person. I'll be in a different whole different position. So, and it takes time. And that's what I listened to Jim Rohn today. He was talking about just the time it takes to really build this stuff out, especially when you don't have it and you got to build up a plan and you got to small. Of course, if you got big money to throw in some, you can make some things happen a lot faster. But when you got to build up a plan of a check that you're already barely making it from, it seems harder and it seems like it's impossible, but it's still possible. It's just going to take time. And it's going to take a lot of sacrifice and dedication.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
It sure does. Time is like when you don't have a lot of money, time is your number one asset. Like putting a little bit of money away and then letting it grow over time. Like that's the whole reason Warren Buffett is like, so rich. And he says this, like he wants to stay alive as long as possible. Not because he just wants to spend his money or whatever, because everybody knows that he doesn't really spend his money, but it's to have his money compound so many times. The longer he goes, the longer he lives, the longer his money can compound. So like he's getting like something crazy, hundreds of millions of dollars just off dividends, so right. He's getting more money than he needs, every year just off dividends, and he don't even have to buy anything else. And that's just because it's been compounding over years, been over 50 years. I think he was 40 or 50 before he made his first million. 1 million. Now he's, worth about 50 billion. So
really started,
and that's just 40 years, 50 years of compounding and, making smart decisions with that money. So,
I would think, I know Coke, he makes hundreds of millions, but I seen something about a week ago about his Apple shares.
yeah.
He was talking about the power of investing. He made probably, I think, couple hundred million per, I think, quarter or something crazy. I don't know if it was a quarter or a year, but whatever it is, they were talking about that was like 10x or 20x, whatever the CEO of Apple makes. Like just being an investor, the person that runs it and do all this, not making nowhere near the person that just invested in, like you said, half the years to compound and that's a newer company. But he had already had so many millions, then he was able to jump in early, plus dump a lot of money in early. And that's of course that's the magic sauce. If you can jump in early with a lot of money, that's a win-win. Most time we starting out small with a we even if we early, most time we late, but if we early, it's still no life-changing money. It's just like, damn, okay, I got to keep, every time I get a chance, I'll throw some extra in there. But it's still power in there too. That's the whole topic of the night, just not being discouraged to thinking that it's no power in the $20 at a time, the $10. Man, it was a point, like I was putting, like, every day I put like $40, $50, just whatever was after, you know what I'm saying, after the profits and whatever I made. If it's $60, $100, okay, $20, whatever it is, I just got addicted to just throwing money into it, and that built up a mentality, and that's part of it too. Like you want to, even if it's $5 or $10, you want to do that because it's building up a mentality to start putting money away into this thing. So that's part of the learning curve. So that's why I encourage, even if it's little money, just to start putting money in there.
Yeah, and that's like I said, my strategy is I put it in an account that I can't access easily, one, and two, that I don't see, because if I see it, I'm gonna spend it. Like I'm that person, like I'll find something to spend it on, if I see it. So I gotta have something separate that I don't even look at. I look at every 3 months or every 6 months or something like that, and make sure my stuff is still balanced how I want it, and still the type of aggressiveness that I want in my portfolio, and then just keep it pushing, just keep dumping money into it without even and then when I look up at 50, 60, then I'll see, okay, what I got and what I can do.
Now you got it on autopilot, you know what I'm saying? And most people, when just starting off, it's not going to be autopilot, first of all, because they're already scared to put anything in it. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be something they have to kind of like manually force themselves to do. They're definitely not going to start out just saying, take it out my check automatically. I mean, the ones that do, they probably got it, they 401k, but they probably like matching the lowest they, because I done talked to people about that. Like, oh no, I want more money on my check side. And I'm like, no, it's better to put it on the other side, especially I know a lady that work at Apple, she gets shares and stuff. I'm like, and you getting them at a discount price and this and that. You got to take advantage of that, like, and let that add up. You know what I'm saying? So like them are secret weapons that I never had no privy to. Like everything I bought is just because I worked and I grind. I never got into anything like that with a job. Yeah. But it's like I say, but it's just different strategies, and it's a mentality that once you get it to a certain level, like I'm not even to the level of like Kempo just having it automatically, because every day I physically, like everything, I'm still in that grind mode of physically, like, trying to separate and put into each ones and different net. So I'm heavy active right now, but it's going to get to a point where it just start, like you say, when you hit certain numbers, it start just doing its own work. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, it started doing its own work. Double B, how you doing? So
yeah, and that magic number is 100,000. If you get to 100K, that's when compound interest and stuff like that really starts kicking in for you. And that's a principle that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, but mostly Charlie Munger, talked about. It's like, you got to scrape to get that first 100,000, but after that, you can let off the gas a little bit, because how much interest and stuff it starts gaining, and your investments are gaining for you, that you don't have to put so much towards it at that point, and it's still going to build at a pretty rapid rate. So, yeah.
Nah, and that's the whole thing. See, mine, and when you got it spread out, that's why it's good to have multiple brokerage accounts. But when you do, you're spreading the money out into different ones too. You know,
Hmm.
so that
Yeah,
and
but you need that for some though,
oh yeah, like me, that's
because
the only
crypto,
I
because
gotta
crypto.
have. Yeah. I gotta have it because the way, and like I said, I mean, I'm super heavy on the crypto right now, so like I gotta have my those. But those, man, I was reading, those are becoming like, I know Kraken is becoming a bank. Like a lot of those brokerage accounts are going to be the future banks. You know, basically.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting for sure. But yeah, you gotta have, especially if you're in the crypto. Which I mean, I wouldn't go. I'm not a heavy crypto person, but I do have some crypto, and
Yeah,
that's just I'm just going with what I know has historically made other people money. But at the same time, I do have crypto because I don't want to miss the future. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Everything that worked in the past is not always going to work in the future. So you got to make sure you kind of hedging that and playing both sides, if you will. So you have it run up either way. You good. So that's my
And,
goal.
and that's what we talked about last week. When you got to have your strategy, you got to figure out you got to have your different teachers and mentors, figure out yourself, your personality, and you personally, and then you know what I'm saying, put that strategy together.
Yeah, and I think that's why our this works so well because our strategies are different. You know what I'm saying? Like you putting stuff in every day and looking at it every day. I look at it every day, but I'm not messing with it because I already know my stuff is going in on autopilot. I know what it's going into, and I don't even worry about it. I know that I got a lot going into S&P 500, and the S&P 500 hit a new record today. So I had to take a little peek at the account, so I see what it was like. So but that's about it. I don't mess with it. I just look at it, see, okay, am I kind of on track to where I want to be? If not, I'll adjust some things. But that's about it. Just let it do its thing. I ain't gonna bother it. My money goes and gets more friends, and that's the whole purpose.
Yeah, and that's it, exactly, that's the whole thing. Got to go get some more friends. You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
like I said, I'm making up. I'm making up for lost time. Oh yeah, because I had a conference the other day and we were speaking, and main thing I was talking about is no one way to build wealth, and that's what we were just talking about. You have to figure out you because I listen to multiple people, and it's some people's strategy that works, and I don't like personally, but it works for them. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
there's some people's strategy I love, and I love it personally, so I use that strategy, or I use pieces of that strategy. So that's why I tell people, like, I used to mess up when I used to see somebody doing something, and I wanted to do it, but I really didn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't clicking with me because it was their style or something, and that's why I love, as me trying to build a school of my own, realizing education, you got to have multiple people, and we might be saying the same thing, but just our
Hmm.
different terms and our different terminology and the way we say it connects different to different people. So
Yep.
we can both sit here and say the same thing, and it'll connect to a couple different people differently, and they be like, "Oh,
Yep.
I got it when Tremaine said it. Oh, I got it when Tony said it." You know what I'm saying? And we basically said the same thing. That's just and I learned that for me personally because I listen to guys that I know what they talking about, but it was only certain people that it really connected when they said it
Hmm.
to me. You know what I'm saying? And so
Hmm.
I started realizing that. So yeah, nah, that's in different strategies. And I have the strategy like, well, Tremaine. I just not it's not as passive now, but I got the long term, like Charles Schwab and Vanguard. Those are what he's talking about. Just like you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Hmm.
active in the Robinhood, the crypto.com and the Kraken, because I'm heavy crypto right now. So that's why I'm so active right now, because this is the time, like, you if you believe like I believe, if you're heavy crypto, you can't. This is like, you gotta go out. This is like all in. You know how it was like when Facebook was at $30-$40, and people say people was going all in back then. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of
Yep.
people changed they lie because they believed in it. How you doing, Miss Lisa?
Hello.
Thank you for tapping in. But yeah, but people believed in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they changed their life. So
Yep.
it don't mean you always right or always wrong. But when you believe something, you research it, and you really think it's gonna do what it's gonna do, you have to go all in right now. And that's just where I'm
Hmm.
at. But I definitely like, Charles Schwab. I don't even have to look at them because I know I just put a certain amount a week in there, and then I just go in there like maybe twice a week, and then I like actively go buy it because I don't got it where it just buys it all of a sudden because I don't know when I'm gonna put money in there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actively on that. And I just mainly buy like the top 7, 8, keep it simple in them, that's why I say I'm more where you at when it comes to those, but yeah, the other ones I'm heavy in there. Ms. Lisa, how you doing? What's going on with your portfolio? We got to get you in. When you gonna come on the show, man? We got to get you on next week. Can you come on? But yeah, that's what we talking about tonight. The power. If you're not investing, you're losing. What do y'all feel about that? We feel like no matter what level of income you got coming in, you have to invest something. If it's $5, if it's $500, if it's $5,000, you have to invest something repeatedly, continuously to build up that habit of investing. So that's what we're talking about tonight, and we just going back and forth about that.
Yeah,
that's how you looking.
Hey, NASDAQ and S&P 500 all-time highs.
That's how you looking.
How it is sometimes,
That's how you looking. Yeah, man. I was looking at some dividends I got the other day. I'm like, man, I really feel like the last 4 or 5 months I've been putting maybe 20, not even 20, probably 20% of what I done put into the market went to dividends, and I was heavy dividends last year, So I was like, I was supposed to keep that up, but then my teachings got me sideswiped. It started dumping. It started going a different direction with all the income. But that's why you got to make more income. That's why I always tell people, yeah, you got to make more income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, NVIDIA is making a comeback. They dropped a little bit. Now they getting their stuff back. Google, they won their lawsuit. Well, didn't win their lawsuit, but they're not gonna have to sell the Chrome browser, so they shot up. So yeah, Taiwan Semiconductors, they just on the whole AI thing with the chips and cards and everything. So they on that wave, and then obviously Bitcoin they dipping, so people can get back in right now. So it's not, it went up to 120 something, 130 something. Now it's back down to like 115, 116. So yeah, buy the dip.
Yeah, you better be buying it.
So yeah, it's a lot of good stuff going on right now. If people pay attention and take advantage of it, and not just in one sector either. There's been some stuff in a whole bunch of different sectors that people can get into.
Man, I was doing my research earlier on nuclear energy stocks. I think everybody should be doing some research on, because with all these chip plants and all this energy that's needed for this crypto and everything, like I got put on to some of that. So I'm gonna be buying some of that next week. So do your research. I haven't figured out the ones. They gave me a few of them, but I ain't gonna call them out yet. So I figure out which ones. I think I'm already in one. I think I got some stocks in one. Is it Oracle? Oracle, ain't that like a?
Nah, Oracle is a technology company.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Larry Ellison just passed Elon Musk as the world's richest man. So
he did.
Yeah, Oracle shot up 30%, 40% today.
See what I'm saying? I missed it. I ain't even checked it out, because I'll tell you, I'm like, all I've been focused on is crypto right now. So all that stuff, that's good. I'm in Oracle, so that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, energy, nuclear energy stocks, and that quantum computing, but that's maybe like a 3 to 5 year play right there. That's more long term. But those are the two things, because what I'm learning, it's money is, and of course, all around the market every day, right? But where money is at is when you can figure out when you can get in early.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where all the money is at, in the early stages. And to do that, you really have to be able to think futuristic, see what's going on and what's going to be needed, or what's, like they doing with Stargate or something, that big computer chip factory. Ain't that somewhere in Texas or something? Where they it says it's gonna take thing like 10 nuclear facilities to run. I mean, for to power that thing or something a year, something like that. I'm like, so we'll hear that, but we don't understand. Okay, ain't all this stuff going on nuclear. Where the nuclear stocks at? You know, so that's the part of the game I'm learning now. To not just hear it, because I used to hear information and take it in, but I wasn't paying no attention to go, okay, go do your research and figure out who's holding this, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and,
the next steps.
Yeah, the next steps of it. So now I'm at that part where when I hear something, okay, I follow a research. Okay, so now I got like five or six nuclear. I might get in a little bit of all of them, or I might go heavy in a couple of them. I don't know, but that was part of what I'm learning how to do. You know what I'm saying? And when they say do your research, it's not financial advice. That's what they mean. Like when you hear somebody say something, or you see something in the news, or you hear somebody on a podcast talking about something, like check it out. Go do your research and check and tap into it. You know, and if you don't, like me, there was a lot of stuff when I first started. I just went out. I trusted the people that was telling me the information, so I went all in, right? But I live with the results. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not one of them that's gonna get bad and act like somebody did me wrong or something like that. So like, and that's how I'm still kind of like that. Like some things, I told you that before. Like some things I don't research. If I heard a couple mentors say it, boom. And I live with the results but I'm that type of investor. You got to know who you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that you're willing to actually invest and take that risk.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Just invest in all safe ways.
I trust what they're saying, but at the same time, I know any investment is a risk. So like, I'm not just because I don't care if they right. Most of the time, it's still times where things can go wrong, and you got to just take that. As long as you can take that, you good. You can invest like that if you can take that like that.
Yeah, for sure. You definitely, and most people that do that's talking about it like that, their wins outweigh their losses.
Yeah.
So even if they lose, they got the stop loss in place or whatever, so they're not losing a ton of money, 1%, 2%, 3% versus, letting something run, 100, 120%, stuff like that. So the wins outweigh the losses for most of them. Man,
it was so crazy. Like when I first started trading, that's what I didn't know no better, right? So I'm like, if it's $100, I'm like, I'm either win whatever or I'm gonna lose $100. I ain't even think about no stop loss. I was just willing to lose whatever I was putting up, And they'd be like, no, man. Hey, if you go negative 20, 25, you need to, you know what I'm saying? Or they start giving me my different ranges of, really what it was. I think it's about like 10% cut it off. But that's just the way I started. I was like, okay, I put 100, I put 400 up. I'm gonna win a couple thousand or I'm gonna lose this 400. And I was just like, that's what I'm saying. But I was nutty with it, but I was willing to take that loss, and I know what came with it. And, so that I learned like that, though. That's how I learned. Most people, I don't advise that because you're gonna throw away some money, and but it made me who I am today. So I'm cool with it. But I'm saying I wouldn't advise that for nobody else. It's really, do some paper trading.
Yeah, for sure.
Do some paper trading. So when we gonna do this, she said, I thought she said something. When we gonna, what is that kind?
No, they didn't say nothing. It's the same ones.
Oh, okay. No, so investing, you're either losing or you're investing. And that's what I need to bring some shirts with that. Either if you're not investing, you're losing. and it needs to be like that, fam, because we have to put a standard, right? Remember, I always talking about raising the standard to you, an investor. I don't care, I keep talking about the story I got of a lady working at fast food, but I don't care if you got a fast food. I don't care if you just mow yards and you got to hustle and you make you $75, $100 a day and mowing yards. If you go take $10 of that and put it away and build up that, you own to something. So that, so this ain't about no big money. This ain't about I got to wait till my income tax come out. This ain't about this and that. I got to wait till this lawsuit. No, I'm talking about with $5, $10 get started. And every time you got $5 or $10, or even if you don't got it, sometimes just go without. I did that a lot. I talk about that all the time. Like that's part of the mindset that you got to build if you're in that situation. I know everybody want to make it look like they're doing good, but I mean, the statistics say most of Americans are struggling. So I don't know why everybody got to pretend like everybody balling. And like I tell people, even the ones that might not be struggling, it's either broke or rich. Of course, there's some people that's a lot more comfortable, but in my eyes, all I see is broke and rich. You know, like the middle class, that's whatever you. I mean, you can feel like that if you want, but even most middle classes, I say still on the broke side because most middle classes, one or two things go wrong, you'll be out of everything. You know, like
Mhm.
so, and that's what I mean by either broke or rich, because rich people can fix problems like that. Even middle class people, one or two things go wrong. You know how many middle class families then end up homeless or something because a job loss, a death, and like three things can change that whole life like that. So that
Mhm.
means you're still on the poor side, and that's not a bad thing. That's a mindset thing. Like I know I'm still on the broke side. So what I do is get up every day and conduct myself this way and move this way and save this money and invest this money. And I know, so I'm actively thinking like this every day. You know, this is my mindset. So I'm not in the illusion. So that's what I want us to realize when we out here living. Like, let's start putting up something. Let's start doing something. Even if you get like him, for he got his set up, it's already coming out. All I gotta do is wake up and take care of my duties. But that's still a grind because he had to get to that point. And now he's at that point where it's just automatically, you know, and that's how you that's the level you want to get to, the automatic level,
Mhm.
you know. But I want you to get started on any kind of level. And I know you can't start, you're gonna be able to start on what his level is when he's doing 5, 10, 15, $20. So just go to deposit it, and you're gonna smile, look in the mirror every time you did, say you did it, buy you a share of something or a piece of something, and start it all over again. So that's what we talking about, man. So you good though, fam? Like how you mess with the book anymore?
No, I didn't mess with the book. I actually been diving into AI stuff, man. I've been
Speaking of book,
oh yeah,
my coloring book is out, man.
I saw that.
Man, you know,
That's what's up.
my partner say you just be out here just freestyling, just doing stuff.
I'm gonna have to get some.
No, it's a conversational piece because then you know, of course, everybody know MLK, right? But this is I call it a conversational piece because as your kid color, they can ask who these people are, and that's when you can Google, look it up. Oscar
Hmm.
Robertson or Tariq Nasheed, this is what he did. You know, Ida B. Wells, this is what her contribution, what she did. Dr. Claude. So just you know, I seen the homegirl she had posted that she do coloring books, and you know the first thing I think about is educational. Some if I want to do something, I want to do educational. So we got some more coming out, you know. But yeah, we you know that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, just educational, but just trying to continue to do stuff. You know, like you know the people I'm in front of, man. It's the hard, more the hardcore. And I want to show I want to show them that yeah, I'm pulling up with coloring books on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the streets lied to us. I just ordered some more books too. Matter of fact, they should be in next week. But nah, this is what's gangster, man. When you can just create a coloring book. In my mind, I said I want a coloring book. I seen somebody had a talent with it, and we got a coloring book like 2 weeks later. You know what I'm saying, man? Kimfo, we got a stock children book coming out. I
Yep.
got a couple other things coming out. We got movies coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like this is what we got to teach the youth that this is what the future gonna be. You're gonna have to make money with your mind. Like you're gonna have to think up ways to make money or products or services or something. It's not we can't just keep teaching to go to school and go to college and get a job. Like that's just gonna be a losing. It's already a losing strategy. I ain't gonna even say it's gonna be a losing strategy. It's already a losing strategy. You know, like they got to be able to produce some stuff, think of some stuff, be able to get into the AI world, the futuristic stuff, like just anything they got to do with the future. That's why you need to be buying them shares now. So even if you're not even gonna see it, you putting them in better positions in 20 years than you know what I'm saying. Like he said, Warren Buffett had that 50 year of compounding. So just imagine when you start putting some up for your children and your babies and all that in 30, 40 years, what they gonna be looking like when they our age. And they like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? We straight. So
Hmm.
yeah, this is just something, you know, of course we got the slippery soap, man. Always gotta plug the boys. And you know, we working over here, fam. We working, man. We you know, it's a lot more stuff coming. We got the putting together a fashion show right now. And man, we gonna I got the bag too. I ain't even got it in here. I ain't even got the bag.
Oh yeah. Mug look nice too.
Yeah, we got the luxury bag, man. The hold on, is that it right there?
Is it the Rick Ross Rich Forever bag, or is that what it's called?
Yeah. Well, it's the Rick Ross Edition 22 collab. Edition 22 is a bag company. They have Bugatti bags. So
Okay.
they already been doing bags and stuff. So they just did this collaboration with him, man. It's top notch. I'm gonna give you some duffel bags, and I'm gonna have I got another one in there too. But I'm gonna get some more. But I'm gonna have these gonna be in some of the fashion show.
Okay.
So it's just we building and we networking and we getting ready to take this to another level. We still working.
For
So
sure.
we're gonna put the stuff together, man. But any last words? Let me let you go. I know this night you've been ripping and running, man, and I know it's what 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah, just hit 4.
Yeah, man. So any last words? I appreciate you kicking it, coming on and jumping in here, man. And any last words?
Nah. Only thing I got, man, just invest. Like it's getting better every day. New highs. Buy the dip when it dip. Don't look at that as a bad thing. That's your opportunity to jump in if you're not already in, or your opportunity to buy more if you're already in. Dollar cost average. Get your shares up. Get the price that you pay down. So that's the whole purpose of it. And then, work on building yourself and your family a better future.
That's the main thing, man. Just invest. Like, just start preparing your next 5-10 years person. Make sure that person in 5-10 years straight. So just grind and invest for that person. That's all I would say, because that's how I'm living right now. Like, I started late. I've been good with money all my life. And that's why I say if you're not investing, you're losing, because even if you're good with money, even if you don't blow money, even if you put money in the bank, or we all know the story. Your money is losing value every day. Like, so even if you're quote unquote good with money and not just blowing it, you're still losing if you're not investing. And that's the whole topic of tonight was you have to invest what you got. Like, you can keep a little something to the side if you want to, but if you got $1,000 in the bank, I would hope you would start putting at least $200, $300, $400 of that into some kind of investing. Like, maybe, I don't know your bill situation, but at least 20-30% of that needs to go to some investing.
Yeah.
You see how I go, and that's not financial advice. That's just something that I would suggest, because your money is dying sitting in that bank.
Yeah.
It's dying. And we're gonna talk about that later, because I was redoing some research, and it ain't even really inflation. We call it inflation, but it's really your dollar just eroded. Our dollar then dropped like 99% in value the last 70-80 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy. We call it inflation, and it has something to do with inflation, like things going up, but it's really the dollar amount, where the house that used to be 25,000 is 400,000 now. You know what I'm saying? That means that, even if they sold that house, where they gonna move to, because everything else is the same range. So it ain't even in no win like it should be. You know what I'm saying? It should be where you might can sell it for that, and then you still go buy you another $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 house. Nah, that ain't happening no more. So, it get deep, man. But I appreciate everybody tapping in. Kempo, I appreciate you being a double soldier. You know what I'm saying? Sticking it there. I know you over there doing your duties, and you pulled up, man. So go get you some rest and get ready for the next day, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see y'all next week.
All right. See you.